Giddly diddly do.
Good.
Well, hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VeVe OMI update podcast because we have good friend Alex L and Packaging Dude, both level 100s on VeVe. Later we will have Ernie Malice, we will have Mr. MC1, we will have Mr. Rolex, and then we will have Energy Tour as well. Unsure what time those guys will come. So I guess a little bit of a quick rundown. We're all in San Diego Comic-Con together. Was that everyone's first con?
For me, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. So what was your guys' first impressions of the VeVe fam, not just them in general, but at a con, at a big party, at Mr. MC1's party? What were y'all's first impressions?
It was, as they say, it was pretty lit. No, I enjoyed it. I mean, the people that go to these events do have a certain type of energy that is very contagious, to say the least. And it's like a positive environment to be in. So it's very hard not to enjoy participating and partaking in these events.
What about you, Packaging Dude?
Exactly. I wanted more. After I tasted my first San Diego Comic Con, I immediately booked my New York Comic Con.
Alex, are you coming to that as well?
Yeah, I actually got my pass. It's only for like one day. I have it. I have not bought the tickets, the airplane tickets or any of that stuff yet. So I'm a little behind on those arrangements. But yeah, the plan is to go.
Of course. Mr. MC1, speaking of New York Comic-Con, do we have any official updates on when the party is or certain parties?
No, I don't know when VeVe's party is. My guess, if I had to guess, I'd say it's Thursday.
Okay.
Based on last year, because VeVe likes to have their party on the first day of the event.
They do.
But I haven't heard from VeVe, so I don't know. And there's no confirmation. My party. So what I've done is I haven't fixed the location as yet. But if VeVe's is on Thursday, mine will be Friday, and if VeVe's is on Friday, then mine will be on Thursday. So either which way, those would be, I'll be either Thursday or Friday.
That sounds good. I will take that. So there is a little bit of news that we have here. It happened just recently. I want your guys' opinion on it. Obviously, we love VeVe. We all love this closed ecosystem here. However, a couple hours ago, Pavel Durov, who is the president and founder of Toncoin, hath been arrested, thus resulting in a 15% plunge in the price. He was arrested in France. It is still the number 10 coin. With that, whether it's FTX falling, whether it's Terra Luna falling, or the president of Toncoin going and getting arrested, there's a lot to be afraid of. Why is everyone not afraid to be in VeVe, investing, collecting, and more? We can start with Alex.
Okay. Well, to tell you the truth, you scare the heck out of me right now. No. Well, the way I kind of look at it, for better or for worse, I enjoy the comics that I own on VeVe, the collectibles. I enjoy reading them, interacting with them. I feel more of a connection to those NFTs than I do to a coin. It doesn't really matter if it's one of the smaller coins or Bitcoin. I don't have an attachment to any of those coins, right? But the collectibles here, I feel like even if things go south, at least I enjoy the ride for what it was, right? So yeah, I don't know if claiming that there is no a little bit of doubt on the back of my mind or a little bit of fear that things could maybe turn sideways. It's not there at all, but live and learn type of thing, right?
Agreed. Mr. MC1, what about yourself?
Yeah, man. This is a very interesting space. I didn't hear that news. I don't really track all these coins and stuff. And my focus is really on VeVe for the most part, and then OMI because it's like the utility token, and I believe there'll be utility, quite a bit of utility with it. So it's not a good, to hear these kind of things is not a good sign. I don't think these, it's just not a great thing for these things to happen. Look, the U.S. has just been very, very adversarial with crypto. The regulators don't work with, the players to constructively build something. They let people do what they want to do. They, watch you, and then they come after you afterwards, and they want money, and then they try to destroy you. And it's just not the right way to work with blockchain technologies. Now that said, I think the space has a lot of unsavory characters too who probably deserve to go in. But broadly speaking, I would love to see a change in that thinking towards blockchains, towards the better things that are related to blockchain, not just coins, right? Hopefully, this it might take some time. I think Bitcoin and ETH, well, Bitcoin more so than ETH, are more widely accepted now. There's a lot more visibility. The presidential candidates have talked about it. It's hit that level. It might take a little more time for it to establish itself in the more mainstream. But hopefully, those things make progress, and then the next risky thing comes in, and then the next and the next, and there's a place where they cut it and say, okay, this stuff is just too risky or whatever. I hope it changes, man. I hope it changes, but no fun.
I'm pretty sure it will. What about you, packaging dude?
Brandy, I remember in '94 I finished college, and I was too young and stupid, and didn't have enough money to invest, and I saw the .com era just pass on by, and I said to myself, it's never going to happen again to me. I'm just going to wait for that next technology boom, that next wave. And I found it. I found it in blockchain, and I found it in specifically, I found it in VeVe. And
No.
It's like it's all over again. It's happening. It's the same thing. It's a pattern. We've talked about it. 98% of the companies, and maybe even more, 99% of the crypto projects and blockchain projects are going to fail. I really think I am in that 1%.
Agreed. I think that's why all of us are here. I think that's why you guys are level 100s. Well, I've kind of gone on in my own way, much as I can with VeVe, but mostly in OMI. There was a VeVe Meister came out with a post before saying that he was in a 2-hour spaces with Tails, Mr. Falcon, Mass Sports Cards, Official Emoji, talking about the Alien, the new Romulus movie, and the upcoming drop on VeVe. There were spoilers in there, so don't listen to that unless you want it spoiled. And he said what many are not able to fathom is that a lot of times it's about fandom, and a lot of times it's not about ROI, but it's about the things that people enjoy. And I think that's really why it's going to have one of the best ROIs, or probably one of the only ones that survive, but not only survive, but to have the best ROI because of that, the passion. So when all of this, when the fanfare dies down, when we, rise to the top, everything goes to the moon. Packaging dude, we'll start with you. How are you going to celebrate? Are you going to celebrate by something you want on VeVe? Are you going to celebrate by something, whether it's OMI to NFT, or is it something outside of it? Like, hey, VeVe brought me here, and now I get to go do this.
Wow. Well, I love to travel, and it's like I think I'm going to start celebrating with my family. Like invite everyone to a very nice vacation. Second, probably will be enjoy it with my VeVe family. So I'll be inviting and doing something in Mexico for the fam. Okay. and I don't know, maybe Cancun or something. And then I just gonna chill and invest wisely.
What about you, Mr. MC1?
Well, the party's already started, man. The way I see it, if you've come to any one of my parties, that party's already started, man. So the first one in New York City. By the way, today is my 3-year anniversary on VeVe. So thank you, Randy.
Happy anniversary.
Hey, Dr. Rolex, how you doing, brother?
Let me turn the volume up here. Okay, I can hear now. Hey, what's up, fam?
Hey.
Let's go.
So the party, the party's already started. Look, if you're on VeVe and you're collecting, you have a VeVe gold and silver logo, you have the Ecomi SR logo, you have the partner statue, you have the Todd, you have Marvel Comics 1, you have some of these super scarce things that are 20, if you have one-of-one artwork, you're already a winner, man. You already are. And so these parties that we have are not, it's not a one big thing when something massive happens. Our sphere of influence is increasing. The first party, we had one artist, Ron, English there, right? The biggest artist. But still, we had Ron there. The next party, we had 5 artists. And now we have, if you look at the party that we had in San Diego, probably were 15, 20. And if you look at the one in New York, it's going to be even bigger. Yeah. And so, personally, for me, I'm not looking at some big event or whatever. I'm not looking to make some big, massive fortune or whatever. I'm just so excited to collect some of the coolest, rarest stuff on VeVe and have a blast along the way. And I suppose, you're right in that when it does make it very, very big, it does go to the next level. I'm not going to lie about it. You're going to see some celebrities that normally don't show, like even celebrities, right? You have a UFC fighter, at our parties. You got Josh Emmett. He's, he's at our parties. You've got a number of different actors at our parties. You've got CEOs of companies. So, I mean, that's kind of my answer, Randy. I don't know. I guess not the answer you're looking for, but
no, that's fine. We, I think Josh will be coming in to the party in October, and I think we had 5 artists just at the house at our house party at San Diego, not including your main party.
Well, I did want to tell you one other thing, though, Randy. So when VeVe makes it and OMI makes it, you can send your second jet to pick me up in Dallas and fly me to wherever.
Wherever you want, we'll go. Right. The party will be wherever we're at. Right. Alex, how will you spend the? How will you choose to celebrate as everything goes up?
Okay, so this is gonna be a really lame answer, but okay, so totally fantasy, right? Okay, things work out, everything is great. Then I guess I have a couple ways to celebrate. So first of all, of course, I want to meet up with you guys, whatever it is, whenever it is. We'll do the proper celebration, right? After that, maybe, possibly, the way I'll go about celebrating that will be acquiring some instruments for some of the laboratory stuff that I tend to do. In some of my teaching classes. Some of that equipment can be pretty expensive. So I'm like, well, this will be the perfect way to make it happen and just have my little collection of actual equipment to do things with. So kind of nerdy, but it is what it is.
Great. Mr. Rolex, the question was when everything goes up to the moon, fanfare dies down, instead of buying, let's say, something that's potentially for ROI, what's going to be a silly way that you'll either spend some capital on a silly gift, whether it's a golden urinal, or what way are you going to celebrate in the next year or so?
Okay, so it's something silly. That the answer
whatever
has to
you
be
want.
Something. Okay.
It doesn't have to be.
Okay, I mean, realistically, for me, I've always believed in take care of the people that take care. I take care of the people that take care of me. So I definitely got to take care of my parents. I got to put them in a position to where they can enjoy the rest of their lives on cruise control. And then realistically, I would love the opportunity, and this is more on the serious note, is to take a lot of the funds and go to Gaza, aka Palestine, and help rebuild some of the damage that's been done over this, this I say useless war, but that's very unfortunate to see. So I would like to go build some schools, water wells, some hospitals, and try to give back to the community over there because they're suffering really bad. So if I could do things like that to essentially change the world and try to make it better for people that aren't as fortunate as we are, that would be a life-fulfilling goal of mine. So that would be the more realistic end game.
I think those are very worthy goals. Possibly after you build those and then you leave, I think the citizens in which you help might build something extra, maybe a statue of you. And if they don't, we'll do it in the VeVe-verse. We'll do it.
Thanks, Randy. But yeah, definitely gonna buy a jet, a yacht, a few Lambos, Bugatti, all those good stuff too, man. Those are definitely in the books.
So that does bring me to something else. It was like a year ago, I think David was on, and I asked him about one of the first things that they did. After Russia invaded Ukraine, they had they did something with the American Red Cross, and I think they raised like $700,000 to donate to them. I asked him about that. Are you going to do any type of like I think that for Hawaii, or is there any type of thing that you're going to do to make it like a charity arm? And he said yes, there would be some type of venture philanthropy. Everyone here has been in investing, and whether people like to admit it or not, a VC in smaller startups via crypto. How do you guys feel that VeVe and Ecomi should handle this charity arm, the venture philanthropy?
In which aspect, Randy? And like what they did with what they've done already, or moving forward?
Moving forward.
I mean, I think we have a couple of really good examples of VeVe utilizing certain drops to be able to give back to, UK was one of the donations, and then there was the one that they recently did that we as a community got to vote as to where the money was allocated. So my personal thought to that would be to continue to do something like that, maybe take a small portion and give the community the ability to vote and decide where we could allocate those funds. Because at the end of the day, the community is what builds the company, and it's good to have our voices heard.
Preach. I don't know else have anything on that.
Yeah,
I think I second. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I second with Mr. Rolex. I'm giving you extra titles now. I think I second what he said. Yeah. If there is some input from the community, that'll be great. As to what other charities could be involved. But I don't think I have more of a comment beyond that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Thanks. Yeah, getting the community involved, getting special collectibles in the market that when we buy them, we keep this wheel going. Like every year, the community can choose 2 or 3, projects that we're going to support. So every year, there's collectibles that we can support with. And we can actually, get those collectibles and at the same time support this, these projects every year.
Yeah, I agree with what you guys are saying. One of the things that means a lot to me, at least I look at, is impact. Giving money, is a good thing, right? Giving money is a good thing. But that giving kind of gets a little lost if it's either diluted too much or spread too thin, or it goes into certain, it's like a drop in a ocean kind of a thing, right? So I like the idea of having the community kind of vote on something, but what you vote on still has to be curated by a group of people, and there has to be a vetting process. There's nothing, that feels better when when you've given something and you have the impact, the desired impact. So whether it's education, whether it's relief, whether it's something else, I think it's like tie it to your core mission and purpose. So VeVe's core mission and purpose is tied towards digital collectibles, and so you want to make sure that in some way to education and or entertainment related to the blockchain and making a difference. Yeah, I mean, those are sort of my thoughts.
So because of the community, the money they raised, the amount of splash that they made in the collectibles industry being disruptive, it has caught the attention of Ken Golden. Ken Golden and his Golden Company both now follow VeVe on their X accounts.
Oh.
If we ever do get featured, maybe next season, there's actually a buddy of mine that's going to be featured on their next season. So we might have two connections there. But if we can go and get featured and maybe possibly somehow get one of our collectibles to be featured on there, what should it be? Should it be partner statue, Spider-Man, Batman, VeVe logo, other? Tell me why.
Couldn't it be a combination of all of the above?
Smorgasbord? Oh, could be some. I mean, like people did in Pokemon, they would go in, get all the top grails, and then leave. So yeah, if somebody wanted to go get all the top grails, they could.
I would love to see a Phygital get featured. So, by the way, the Golden guys were. I don't think Ken was at our party last year in New York, but some of the other guys from Golden were there, and they're connected into some of the other community in VeVe as well. So, look forward to having them join us this year as well. I would love to see a Phygital, super scarce one-of-one Phygital kind of get done. It could be something from Alex Ross. It could be something from Peach Momoko, or it could be an older piece of art with a digital counterpart, one-of-one that kind of gets done. That would be pretty cool.
I would like to see something in AR that that flies, that it's very interactive.
Or maybe the VeVe Gold logo number 40 or whatever, number 8 or something like that, man. That would be pretty cool too.
Not a sub 41.
Randy's.
I gotta unmute myself. So the Iron Man Funko secret rare number 1 is still MIA. So maybe that would be like an incentive for Golden to go and find that number 1 mint that could be valued at, I don't know, 50 to 100K.
I could picture stuff like that.
But I heard there's a buyer for
it. we have some words from someone who cannot be here today, but Artie Malice showing us his view from Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice, man.
We
was there about 3 years ago.
There.
Love it. Beautiful place.
That's awesome.
So there was a deal that happened yesterday from Jason D. Chen. He's the one that's got a ton of followers on Instagram. I think he's got like 90,000 on X. Influencer. He did a deal with Cleverger where he had bought a number 88, or he had sold something to Cleverger. It was number 88 uncommon Boba Fett. Something that, because of the mint number, I think is pretty valuable. A lot of people want to go for it. What have you all bought recently that you guys are excited to share? I bought number 141 version 2 logo, so I'll start off with that. That was pretty special to complete my number 41s. What about the rest of y'all?
I didn't buy this, but I did. Well, I mean, technically I bought it, but I think I brought this up prior. I bought 2 cases at San Diego Comic-Con of the Murmur-Cornos to try to rip the Stormy, and I went through the 2 cases and didn't get it at all. No Stormy. So when I got back home, I'm like, golly, I got to get my hands on another case. You know, I got to get that Stormy. I'm not going to, the market was insane. I think the floor was like $5K. So I go online and I see that you can buy them individually. So I buy 10 and I get the package delivered, and my kids enjoy ripping cards and collectibles, and they enjoy all that stuff. So me and my daughter got the box. We opened it up, and then lo and behold, there's a case, because there's 8 in a case, and then there's 2 individual wrapped or boxed separate. So me and my daughter decided we're gonna put the case to the side. We're gonna open the 2 boxes first, and we opened the first box, rip it open, and it was Stormy, first one off the rip. So I just kept the other ones boxed up, and we'll save those for another day. But yeah, that was my recent good hit.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. My wife and I also bought 2 cases, and the first case that we opened, it was the 3rd little box that she got the chase, so we have it.
Nice.
And I recently bought my 2nd gold logo.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Alex, how about you, man? What did you do?
I was just buying comics, I guess. So the one that I was pretty excited about, that I got it from the store. So that was, I think, the excitement part about it. The exciting thing about it is that I got the Miles Morales Secret Rare. I think it was 19, Miles Morales 19. And out of all the different Secret Rare covers, that was the one that I was like, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love that cover. And I got it. It didn't happen right away. I think I maybe went 20 times for it over the course of 2 weeks. And then, boom, 20th time, I think, was the lucky one. And I was like, all right on. I'm happy now.
Yeah, I've been buying a lot of stuff, man. I bought another VeVe Gold and Silver logo, so I picked up Mint 120. So I had the 120 mint for all the other colors, the blue, the green, the yellow, and the red. So Dana was Sensei Dana was very kind, to sell me that. So I picked up my 5th VeVe Gold and Silver logo. My wife has one too, 6. And then my brother has one that's 7. So in our family, we are with 7 VeVe Gold Silver logos. But I also picked up 2 Marvel Comics Secret Rares. So I'm up to 4 of those now. I think I probably bought, I don't even know how many, man. I bought at least another 100, 150 Marvel Comics of different rarities. I think I probably picked up about 10, 15 ultra rares, maybe 10, 15 rares, a whole bunch of uncommons and commons. I think I'm up to 800 and close to 850 now. Probably hit 1,000 before the end of the year on Marvel Comic ones.
You're going to have to change your name from Mr. MC to the Human Torch.
Well, MC stands for Marvel Comics, right? MC1, Marvel Comics 1. But anyway, and then I also, one of the other things that I just tremendously enjoy, this is I have a lot of fun doing this. So I go into the VeVe Comics app, the new Comics app, and I pick out the series that I like. So Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Avengers Twilight, there's a few of them that I really like, Miles Morales. So for the ones that I like, what I do is I keep buying them. You can buy one at a time, right? So I load the cart with 6 different ones that I really like, and I keep buying them and buying them and buying them and buying them until I hit a secret rare of one of them. And I've hit almost all of them, right? The chances are, I think, 1 in 24 or whatever. And the funny thing is, when I look at some of these comics, there's only 900, out of the 1,000, there's only 100 that are sold. So that means there's only 4 secret rares, or maybe 3, or maybe 5 of that are sold. Yeah. And I'm just waiting for VeVe to remove them from the store.
Burn!
Then,
baby.
Yeah, baby. I've got a 1 in 5 secret rare.
I told you, the Human Torch.
And I keep pulling it, man.
Flame on.
Ultimate X-Men, I hit all of them. I think maybe one that I'm still kind of, waiting on. But I pull it, man. And I do them, and else hits it Like if I pull 19 and somebody else pulls 1, then I'm going to be pulling for a long time, right? So I keep going, and then I hit 1, and then I stop. But that's a lot of fun, man. 7,700. I probably buy about 300-400 collectibles in a month, maybe more. I think probably close to 500, 600 a month.
You know what I'm trying to do is collect as many Scotty Young and Chumomoko digital, but
I'm pretty sure I got them all.
It's who?
Clever Jerk has a lot.
I'm pretty sure I got every single one of the Scotty Young covers and the Peach Momoko covers.
Dude, send me a list, because it's so hard, to research, and you can't sort. You can't sort.
I won't send you the list, but I'll send you the person that can help you.
Okay. And I wish we can program into our app that we can search by cover artist.
Yeah.
I believe you can, man. Well, I know you can on the actual VeVe app on mobile. If you type in like Scotty Young, it'll bring up.
It's not accurate. It's not always accurate.
I've tried it. It doesn't work pretty well, but I'll keep doing it.
One of the times I think I purchased like 30 something boxes, and I finally got the secret rare, was the Year of the Dragon stamps. That's one of the only sets where I have all of them. I had all the Mighties until the Spider-Man Noir came out. But I finally, on like my 36th blind box, everyone on stream was like, just buy it. I was like, no, I have to earn it. And I finally did. There's going to be a time where we have, like right now, there's 5 of us here. And then Ernie and Energy Tour couldn't join. Energy Tour will come in next time. But there's going to be a time where there'll be so many, maybe not level 100s, or maybe so, whales that want to come in and they want to buy certain things, and there's just not going to be enough supply. What VeVe did is they went and they saw the downturn in the market of NFTs and said, okay, we can't be putting up 30,000 of these things with different mints, different poses. So they adapted to the needs of the market, which is very smart. People responded well to that. But in doing so, there's going to be, in the future, looking back on this really weird niche of time where we have things that only have 88 mints. And in the future, when we have hundreds of thousands of people, there's going to be several whales. It only takes 50 or 100 of them to go in and bid on a Spider-Man Noir. Or I feel like I'm talking about, I don't have that one yet. I'm not trying to pump my bags. Or one of those things. Recently, there was I think it was Golden. No, it was Heritage Auction. They had sold a original Legend of Zelda, graded 9.2 by CGC for $375,000. There's types of people that maybe they got it with their dad, maybe they got it with a company, maybe they just got it for investment. But there's a bunch of reasons for people to spend 6 figures on this. In the future, when we have all those whales and that creates a squeeze on certain collectibles, what's the most you guys would spend on any one thing? And what would make you spend it? Would it have to be IP? Yeah.
No, don't answer that question, Dr. Rolex.
He's completely off camera. He's
Your
gone.
strategy will go away.
All right, so we got to hear from Rolex first.
Go for it, Mr. Rolex.
I'll go last, man. You guys,
okay, he'll go last. Everyone's.
I don't know.
I'm probably one of the money pinchers in that respect. I'm like, if it gets too high, I'm like, no. Like, even if it's something I really, really like, I'm like, you know what? You never know. Maybe something will happen in the future. Maybe there's an accident or something. I could probably use that money for other things that are more necessary. So like when it starts getting in the thousands, I'm like, I don't know. Do I really need it? Do I really, really need it? Usually the answer is no. So.
And we're talking digital, right?
On VeVe, yes.
VeVe.
Well, I guess it could be digital. I mean, there is still that $40,000 bounty for the #1 secret rare of the Iron Man Funko, but
I mean, I would, if someday we have G.I. Joe on the app, I would buy all the G.I. Joes and all the physical G.I. Joes when I grew up from the 80s, so I can pair the physical with the digital. So I mean, I used to play with my brothers in the '80s, and I have very good memories. So I would buy all the GI Joes.
Go, Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna
What about you,
ask
man?
him. Do you remember the theme song?
Uh, you put me on
Yeah,
the
man.
spot.
It,
I used to
I'm
play.
not gonna sing
But
it, but it's. I know it. I'm not singing it live, but yeah.
oh, come on.
No, I'm not, dude. Not happening.
You're making Dashy cry.
Oh my
Look at
God, for Dashy. I love Dashy.
that, Randy.
Did you? That's funny. Did you really get
Was it
Dashy on
like
the airplane with you?
Yes, so UPS wanted to charge me one, they only went up to like 25 grand in insurance. And then they wanted to charge me like $3 for every $100 worth of insurance that I got.
Oh.
So I was like, that's a lot. So out of everything, it would have been like $800 just for the insurance to ship, not including the actual charges of shipping. It was just easier. Well, it was financially easier to go in and put him on a plane. But Dashi weighs like 50 something pounds. And when you're at an airport, you don't just like walk the whole thing. When you're in line, everyone move, like whenever someone gets their ticket or when someone goes through security, they move like 3 feet. So I have to deadlift Dashi, waddle 3 feet, place Dashi down. I had to do that like several hundred times. And I was so distraught. I was straight up not having a good time.
Randy? You didn't
Anyway.
record it. You didn't record it.
Everyone wanted me to get a GoPro. There was no time. I should have.
That would be like a special show for you.
So Randy, so you see this out here? So you see the snow globes, right? The stamps, the snow globe stamps. They sell out pretty fast, man. So I went to the post office and I said, what will it take for me to get like a whole booklet of them? So they said, do you want a sheet? I said, no. Like what you get shipped from the mint, I want that whole thing. So they gave me like 100 sheets of 2,000 stamps of the snow globe, fully sealed and everything. Same as cash, man. Same as cash.
I love it. I need more.
I'm gonna pick up a
need.
few more of these. Like
Yeah.
no air, nothing, man. Like it's all fully sealed and stuff. So I'm gonna go and pick up. This is not cheap, man. This is like $1,400 or whatever, right? So I'm gonna pick up like a few stamp sheets that I want. I'm gonna get the whole thing, keep them stacked, sealed, locked away, for how many ever, decades or whatever. But yeah, man, I mean, what you spend on different so I think I will spend heavily on art on VeVe. Phygital, when the right phygital comes up, I'll go for it, man. I'll go for it.
All right, Rolly.
See, it's tough for me, guys, because realistically, like I think I have literally everything on VeVe, so I just kind of get it if they have it. I mean, if they're gonna have something that's extremely exclusive, that I'd be willing to throw, a crazy amount of money on that I already have it. It's gonna be something probably along the lines of something that's exclusive, and I would hope it would be extremely exclusive. And I'm kind of along the lines of Sanjay regarding art. I won't go into specific artists, but so we already have one-of-ones artworks on specific artists. I'm gonna say Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z are two things that I would probably go pretty heavy and hard on. And Phigitals, I'm a big fan, man. I can't rotate my chair too much because I'll knock things down on the sides of me, but I'm really big into Phigitals. So yeah, all the above, man. I love, if I see it and I love it, and I know it's something that I want, I'm gonna get it one way or another.
Cool. If there were, I don't know how many there are left to be minted, but let's say if there were only 5 Funko Phigitals that weren't minted, and we had them right here, and they were selling for $1,000 each, and one of them was guaranteed to be that #1 secret rare. Would we all be really chill and just get one each, or would we all try to buy like all of them? Like I'll give you 3,000 each for them because we guaranteed that.
I would pay more, obviously, because 5 of them guaranteed to have one valued at $50K minimum. I would pay $5 grand each minimum, maybe more, $6 grand, $7 grand. 8 grand. I mean, technically, I would pay up to 10 grand each, and then I got 4 for free because I know one's gonna sell for 50 grand. But it would be more fun if we just paid $1 grand each, and one of us got lucky and hit the number one. But then it would be tough because I don't know if one of us got that number one. I think David would be paying a lot more than 50 for it. Just saying. I mean, I know for me, if I got it, he'd be paying a lot more for 50.
Fair point.
Maybe in the future, Randy, we'll share co-ownership of very expensive collectibles, and we can keep them. We can keep in the VeVe vault, but I'll be owner of a 25%, and each one of you, let's say 20% each, and we'll be able to buy that collectible, keep it there. Right?
Maybe we should do that with the VeVe gold and silver logos. Just buy them all back, you know?
Yeah. That'd be a good idea. And then only give it to people that we felt deserved to be part of the club. I don't know. I feel like I embraced whimsy too much, especially with VeVe's been really good about doing giveaways. Eventually, when they give out, when they let us do transfers in some way, I know they probably won't be back the same way that they were. I would have a fear of having one too many daddy sodas and giving away something too expensive. So I don't want that responsibility. So maybe we should have it in one of your guys' vaults, because I would accidentally give it away.
You know, the VeVe logo, we should have like a penalty when you sell it. Okay. and a certain percentage, let's say 10% goes to this account, that once we have enough, or the company has enough, we can then donate a logo to somebody that really, really has earned it. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's not many left now anyway. So somebody in France, VeVe France got one.
VeVe France!
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that got it as well. So I think we're down to like 37 or 38 that are left. But we know the number is a lot less than that because some of them got lost and stuff like that. So, he likes the London Police artwork. By the way, did you guys see the Dungeons and Dragons stamp that came out?
I did not, but G Money wants it.
Very nice. A very nice stamp set that came out. That would be a good one to pick up as well. But yeah.
So there was a little bit of an update, but it was an update on saying that there was no updates from Rockstar Games, saying GTA has become the Rockstar game title to have the longest gap from its first trailer being released to having any official update from the studio in terms of content, such as screenshots or another trailer since. Now, we've had something similar with VeVe and the VeVeverse. We haven't really had any trailers, but for over a year now, we've had invites out. We've had people beta test. Now, GTA 6 has been going on for like 10 years. VeVeverse, only a couple. That's why I'm not really concerned that there hasn't been many updates. No need to update us until there's something to update us with. But maybe you guys might have some different thoughts. Maybe you guys are a little worried. Maybe you guys can reinforce my idea why you're not. But I want to hear your thoughts.
I mean, I used to play Grand Theft Auto quite actively. I don't.
MC1 freeze?
Yeah, I froze.
I think we lost them.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yeah, we can hear you, but there you are. You're back. All right.
Yeah. Cool. I don't know what's going on with my internet connection, but anyway, so I don't play Grand Theft Auto anymore. I used to play a lot, so not really a point of view on that. Cool if they come up with something really nice.
Can you repeat that question again, Randy?
Sure. As of recently, we had Rockstar Games and their GTA 6 saying that the GTA 6 title now has the longest gap from its first trailer being released to having any official update from the studio in terms of content, such as screenshots or another trailer since.
Okay, I saw that.
So, yeah, similar to VeVe and the VeVeverse, and just asking why you're not worried or why you might be a little concerned. Just want to hear everyone's thoughts.
mean, for me personally, I don't really worry too much about that. I don't. I'm with HMC1. I haven't played Grand Theft Auto GT in a very long time, just because my kids, they like to play PlayStation these days, and they play whatever games I play. So I've been really playing a lot of Fortnite. But I really feel like they've done a great job in the past. They've continued to do a good job. They continue to lead the way, and a lot of people. A lot of people play that game and are like heavily involved in that game. So maybe they're just adding some extra, final touches to it to perfect it. As things grow and over time, they should be getting better. So it takes time to make things better. Personally, I just feel like that's what they're doing. They're just trying to make it better, and it's taking a little bit more time.
By the way, this is the Dungeons and Dragons stamp set.
Wow.
Cool.
That's so cool.
Looks
Yeah,
nice.
that's dope, man. That is dope.
That is nice.
Yeah. And then the other one to get is the Jeopardy one.
Oh, that's sick, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex Trebek. Oh,
Yeah, Alex Trebek with the Jeopardy one. That was another one. So they've come out with some really cool, I got shipping out all these hats, right? I've been shipping hats. Every time I go to the post office, while they're kind of writing down all the customs forms and shit, I'm like looking at all the stamps and I'm buying shit. So, but yeah, there's some good stuff, man. And I can't wait for the Dungeons and Dragons stamp to come out on VeVe. That would be so cool, man. Like the USPS VeVe partnership is another amazing one. And I think they should make it super scarce, ultra limited. Some of these stamps would be really, really nice, man. Really nice.
So Randy, going back to your question,
Games,
VeVe, sometimes I think that we should come up, or VeVe should come up with teasers, right? I mean, as human beings, we love teasers, movie teasers, but I think that there's probably some IP or a partner that really doesn't want right now us as VeVe to know anything. That's my theory.
Like what type of partner? Like we know they're partnered with Cavernous, and Cavernous really helping build that. But can you elaborate further?
I maybe I'm an optimist, and I just think that there's something huge coming, that they're just waiting for that to happen, right? That's why we're not getting any feedback or anything. It's just the optimist in me.
What about you, Alex?
Well, I was thinking about this earlier today, and in respect to Grand Theft Auto, it's possible that they just kind of had other things, other projects that kind of popped in the middle of it, and that took away from their time. But I think probably what they're trying to avoid is kind of what happened to Cyberpunk 2077. When they rushed it, it came out, and it was full of bugs left and right. So much so that it turned off a huge amount of the people interested in it. Afterwards, when they fixed the bugs, I haven't played it yet, but from what I hear, the game's actually pretty good. So I'm thinking they're probably trying to avoid that situation. Now, are they taking maybe a little extra long to accomplish that task? Oh, totally. But what are you gonna do? And personally, I'd rather have a well-polished game than one where I'm gonna be just cursing and throwing the controller across the room because the thing keeps on crashing on me every time I make a left turn or whatever. But regarding VeVe, I think what I would like to see is maybe like a quarterly type of update, where every 3 months, every 4 months, maybe they, kind of like give a tiny update. It doesn't have to be anything big, it doesn't have to be a huge leap forward, but just like a little, update on like how it's going, what bugs they're working on, like what are the roadblocks that they're encountering. I don't think that would detract from the actual project being successful in the long run. And to be honest with you, I think that might actually calm down some of the doubts and the actual concerns that some people have, on the Twitter sphere. Because, whether we like it or not, I know that some people can take it a little too far when they start criticizing VeVe, but at the end of the day, it's like, they're kind of right in the sense that it's definitely taking longer than they said it was going to take. And I could be wrong, but as far as I know, I don't think they have really addressed that. And it's kind of like this, kind of like to quote Seinfeld, it's kind of like this matzo ball that's just hanging out there, and you're like, okay, what is that thing doing there? I think it needs to be addressed, and doing like quarterly updates or even like 4-month updates. I think it's reasonable. They could do it.
Agreed.
It's not going to be as stressful on them. Having to do something every 2 weeks. It gives them fair amount of time to like solve a problem, move on to the next step, and kind of like keep the ball rolling. So personally, that's what I would like to see, and I'll probably bring it up, the next time I get a chance to talk to, the people out there, right? So, those are kind of my thoughts on it.
I think it's great that all of these guys are level hundreds here, and we've all had a dinner together. Like this group of level hundreds had dinner with David. No, with Dan. Dan wasn't there, but there's a conversation that happens with David where we're giving him feedback. And I think what Alex brought up, we've shared with David. And yeah, so I'd love to see some progress on that front there. Well, there's a couple of things that are important, right? One is secrets, right? VeVe's building something that's a secret. Like VeVe Comics was a complete secret, right? They built it in total secrecy. They launched it in stealth mode. Nobody had any idea what it was till the day it was announced. So it was, there may be 1 or 2 things, or maybe 3 or 4 things that fall in that bucket. But then there's a lot of other things that are not in that bucket. And I agree, those probably should be covered to get the community a little excited about it. And maybe it also helps with ramping up, like, a new brand that you've got or new IP that you're bringing on to the platform in a special way. Maybe there's ways in which you can kind of pre-announce it or, give some hints on it or something like that. That would be great.
Yeah, I agree. You had the point that you made, like certain things were secret, and I get that. Blackpink was secret, VeVe Comics was secret. And I do have to go over the Blackpink stuff in a minute because Lisa she's getting like $600,000 per Instagram post, and she was posting us for free as far as I know. So we'll go over that later. But VeVeverse isn't really a secret. Like, we know it's coming. We know that Cavernous is building it, and Earth 2 they've been talking about their metaverse since like 2020, and up until late 2022, there was no updates on that. We went 2 years without it. But throughout all of 2024 and I think half 2023, there's been like a video every couple of months, and it gets hundreds of thousands of views. I mean, it looks beautiful. It's like the most pretty metaverse I've seen. So I think something like that would be interesting. I think something like that would be cool. That'd be fun, and would help keep people interested. But that's me. Moving on here, we have a couple of things over in the macro that I want your guys' opinion on. One thing is that Ethereum and Solidity are now formally being integrated into high school education programs in Buenos Aires. If you were in charge of either the Secretary of Education in the US or in some way charge of any country's education, would you also introduce some type of blockchain tech into and make that the standard? And would you use VeVe for that as a subsection, or is there a better example that VeVe could learn from?
Okay, I'm trying to think of an answer that will kind of work on this. So I'm not too familiar with what they're doing in Argentina, but now that you mentioned, I'm going to look into that. For me, the concern usually, as far as education is concerned, is to try to minimize costs as much as possible. Like, it drives me nuts that, there are classes where students have to buy like $200, $300 textbooks. and not saying that the textbooks are bad. Well, some of them are. We can talk about that. But some of them are really good. But I kind of wonder, it's like, do they really need to cost as much as they do? And the only thing I would like kind of give me pause with the blockchain technology, especially Ethereum, are those gas prices. I'm like, I don't want my students having to pay those gas prices just to do homework. Like, hell no, absolutely not. Like, I am very adamant about that. And I do tell my students whenever classes begin, I'm like, I am really against that idea of having to pay to do homework. I mean, talk about adding adding insult to injury. It's like, yeah, no. So if there was a way to mitigate that, then I will be all for it, because the more you introduce technology, the more you can actually revamp something, maybe even improve it, right? But my huge concern will be the cost, and the gas fees with Ethereum as of now are pretty terrible. Like I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I do have like pretty strong feelings about it, as you can tell. So I'm not trying to like talk down that process, but if it turns out to be that the gas prices kind of like take off from there and it becomes a little bit unsustainable, then I would not be for it.
I'm happy.
A lot of these guys have foundations, Randy. Like Stellar has a foundation. A lot of them, Avalanche, I think, has a foundation too. So these foundations have some funding and money that they make available to founders of startups for education and things like that. So they want to, at the end of the day, they want to progress that. So I think somehow bringing that money into student kind of curriculum would be good. I think it'd be great to do so. And from the standpoint of not about just crypto or something, but more of what real world problems can you solve using the blockchain? What type of provenance can you establish with the blockchain as it pertains to things like the rainforest, or Randy, we've talked a little bit about that, or various other types of assets, or things in society that you can solve, or farms or agri equipment, or so many things, right? And something like that would be really tremendous, use of that technology and funding and stuff. And I'd love to see it kind of go to a more younger age.
I think there's a huge opportunity in the world right now, and there's a level playing field. Technology has brought us to the point where a third world country can implement new technologies at a fraction of a cost, and they can compete with a first world country if they embrace crypto, if they embrace blockchain, if they somehow their education system gets revamped using all these new technologies. So there's a great opportunity, and it's apolitical. Is that the term? Where it's not political. It's a democratization of education, right? Where just as a community right now in VeVe, we all participate and we vote, or we so can countries within their ecosystem of education. And I think VeVe is a good example. Even though we're concentrated collectibles, you can take this example and apply it to different fields, because we're not full Web3. We're a closed ecosystem where we're evolving. We're going to evolve to this Web 3.0. So we're taking people by the hands, we're teaching them. And I think that's a great model for education and for other industries. The VeVe model can be applied to lots of industries. You don't go full-blown Web 3.0. We've seen what happens when companies just release everything. So I like the VeVe model in the case of education and other industries.
Can I play a little bit of devil's advocate, if you don't mind? So with Mr. MC1, I actually made a mistake of calling him Mr. MC, at the party, and I was corrected right away. It's like, I'm Mr. MC1, so I'm like, oh, well. Touch a nerve. I have learned from my mistakes. No, but I do like what you mentioned about like using that technology, and there were some projects actually, back in 2021, where they were trying to implement that. Use some of the polygon technology to track, like atmosphere data and other types of data. That was more like a community type of experiment, so to speak. But depending, exactly what they're doing with the education aspect of it, and like I said, I don't know really what they're doing, so I'm just kind of like tossing darts in the dark right now. But one problem that I can tell you for sure that would be encountered, let's say that if we were to do this for education for the purpose of actually, kind of like carrying a class forward, would be the fact that with blockchain technology, things are very transparent. However, when it comes down to teaching, you're not allowed to have any type of disclosures of grades or, like how a student is doing, aside from you talking to the student. So not even the parents are allowed to like partake in this information without approval from the student. So having that becoming something that is now anybody could actually look into could create problems of that sort. So that would be something to be thought about, like logistically speaking, how you work your way around that and how you prevent from accidentally, making it kind of like a public thing of, how the student is actually doing in the class. So, there's some, food for thought.
I agree with you, Alex. And that's why I like the VeVe model, where we keep it in a closed ecosystem, we control it, and we little by little release it, right? And we're learning, and the algorithm, if you will, it's growing and it's learning, and all of a sudden it's going to open up. So we went through all those different stages, just like you're talking about. So
Good calls, guys. Good points.
Nice.
Roll, you got anything to add, or are we going on?
No, all good points. I kind of concur more with Mr. MC1. But yeah, I mean, future looks bright for me. And regarding all that, I have no really, no specific opinion. So I kind of just agree more with Mr. MC1 though.
So moving on.
By the way, sorry if I dampened the mood a little bit. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh no, it was good. It's good to have different opinions and different points of view. Like that's what we're here for.
Randy, just on, just sort of in terms of a thought for you, when you look at VeVe on the one side, and then you look at this group of level 100 collectors, there's a enthusiasm on the VeVe side with what they're doing and what they're really strong at. So VeVe has its strengths and weaknesses, right? So the VeVe strength is IP, and they're slowly adding more and more dimensionality to it. And when you look at this group, they're all super engaged. They're at the events, they're interacting with the team, they're giving feedback, they're buying a lot of stuff, and they're giving feedback on what they want to buy as well. And in many ways, this group, they form as that circle of influence in that, when these guys post about what they're buying, how they're buying, there's a lot of people that watch, Dr. Rolex, and a lot of people that watch Alex and Packaging Dude, and, these guys, Dr. Fuse, a lot of them, man. And I think that there's a lot to be unpacked there. If you dive deeper into these, what are they excited about? And I think you'll see that there's more to it than just collectibles. There's scarcity of things that are becoming, things are becoming more and more scarce. That's number one. I think you're also going to find that this group is very taken with Digitals, they're also very focused on things like, access, like, things that you can't get elsewhere, like with MCP points. We've had only 1 million MCP point drop. I think there'll be a lot more. And I think people are going to run out of ammunition. And as they run out of ammunition, the guys who are sitting on the, on the big piles of them are the guys who are going to go and get some of the shit. And I think VeVe is going to create some stuff for these guys. Anyway, those would be areas to kind of, ask these guys a little bit about, because I think that's the future, that's the opportunity, for VeVe.
Agreed. Part of the reason why I was excited to get everyone here is because people learn in different ways. And I feel like people have kind of heard me talk all the time for years, and Yuso a little less, and Rolex a little less, and everyone just a little less. And I feel like by getting other people here, maybe people don't get the way I see things, which is fine. In the military, everyone has a specific job for a specific task, and maybe people don't realize, why do we have to be in a hot tank all day looking at this person? We're not even doing anything. We're just, tracking their movements. They don't get it, but they don't realize that piece of intelligence goes into analysts, which goes to a guy behind a rifle who takes out a terrorist, and it all goes, okay, no problem, Rolly. And it all goes, there's a point to it. And I think that people, if they don't learn from me, or if they can't learn from you because they just don't learn that way, learning from other people, like Alex, Packaging Dude, and Rollies, it's a good way. So Packaging Dude, I know you can't be here for too much longer, so we'll go with you here. What is for you, the calculus behind being on VeVe, the potential investment, the ROI? What gets you most excited? What keeps you up at night in the best way about VeVe?
Wow. I mean, I won't lie. At the beginning was just I wanted to know more about NFTs and blockchain, right? And I've always been a collector since a young age. Collected toys, collected you name it, stamps, Mexican stamps, which there's great art in stamps as well, just like Mr. MC1 was talking about. So at the beginning it was the collection part of it. I just wanted to have all the sets. I just wanted, right? Then it was the IP really got me excited, and I saw the business side of it afterwards. So yes, I'm expecting a return on investment, but then right now I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying this. I mean, this is my second. I'm 53 years old, and this is my second YouTube ever. Both of them have been with you, Randy. So it's this process and this journey that the community, the people that I'm getting to know, everyone's different, but we have same goal, and we like to collect, right? And everyone's different, and that's maybe getting very philosophical here, but that's very nice in life, right? Where different bunch of people. I know that we all think differently. I know that we think politics is different. Everything is different, but we found something, and the community is getting stronger, and so right now it's just a little bit of everything. It started with collecting, it went with investment. Now it's the community and the journey and these experiences.
What about you, Alex? Same question.
Okay, what keeps me up at night? That's a good question.
In the best way.
Mostly stomach pain, but no. I think the things that I look forward to. There are certain comics that I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I gotta get a hold of that comic. But every so often, there's some of the collectibles where I'm like, ooh, yeah, no, that one I really like. Like I don't tend to go for every collectible that VeVe puts out. In fact, perfect example, the Alien collectible. I've been thinking about getting it, but I haven't actually pulled the trigger on that. And I'm like, maybe I'll do it later. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I'm not quite feeling it. Even though it's a good collectible, it looks great. But for whatever reason, it didn't quite call to me, you know? But sometimes there's the one collectible that I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. Like, I felt it when the Marvel Mighties with the Spider-Noir come out, the Wolverine drops, like those ones, I was like, yeah, no, like I gotta set up that alarm, make sure to wake up on time, and not forget to to enter the lottery round, right? So it kind of it happens sporadically, I would say. It's not something that's like every Tuesday night I'm like, yeah, okay, this is the collectible that's gonna do it for me tonight. But I don't know, there's like something new in the horizon. Some of them I find really exciting. Some of them I find interesting. Some of them I kind of like put it on the backlog and say, okay, I cannot find this interesting. Maybe not the thing to pursue right now, but in the future, perhaps, So I guess take it, one week at a time.
Great. Mr. MC1, answer your own question. What do you get excited about?
Yeah, I'm very excited about the community IRL events. For some reason, I took a shine towards building out a community and participating in that. There's so many amazing people that do so many amazing things in our community. I'm one of them. But my focus is on IRL events. And, whenever I get done with one event, there's the next event in my mind. So I'm focused on New York Comic Con. Dave has already told me that, the VeVe side of it is going to be, one of the really next level. It's going to beat everything that's been done before. And the booth is supposed to be pretty big as well. Point, I'm focused on finding the right kind of venue for New York Comic Con. I mean, I think there's another 50-some days left, but I've already got like a list of people who are attending. I've got the names of the spouses, who's coming to my party, the logo holders, their spouses, their siblings, or whatever else. I'm talking to DJs, I'm talking to venues and stuff. I'm kind of narrowed down to a couple of things. So that's sort of my focus, is that other people can build for the VeVe Gold and Silver logo holders. Jay Green does some amazing work. Stan Vukas does some amazing work. There's some just amazing people, man. So working on some of that stuff. And then in terms of collecting, whenever there's, I like the FAs and I like the scarce stuff. And so that definitely, if something special is dropping, it's always on my mind, like I said, alarms, and I don't want to forget, and how much MCB points should I use for it? That's like, that keeps me awake, man. And when I miss it, that's something that I really want, then I'm unhappy for a while. It's not like it takes a while for me to get over that disappointment. And there's usually like a couple of posts. There's a couple of DMs and text messages to Dr. Rolex and Tony about, the whole world is shit. This can't be right. It's gotta change till I get it. So that shit goes down, man. That shit goes down regularly.
I want to see more of that, Mr. MC1. Embrace the dark side, right?
There's a question
Just
from
make sure I know about it.
anyone know what the crack with Decon in Vegas this year? I think VeVe is not officially going, but I think a bunch of us are unofficially going. Are y'all joining?
I don't know as yet. I mean, I've got too many events I've got work also going on. So I'm definitely doing New York Comic Con. I want to do one event in Europe. I don't know when that'll happen, but I'm going to encourage VeVe also to do one event in Europe. So, hola, Clarita. Yeah, so that would be great. But Decon, hopefully, hopefully I love that town. Hopefully I can make it happen. I'm not sure. But I know that Kid Arcade has already planned out a party with games and art, and like he's next level, man. He is next level in terms of energy and stuff. So If nothing else, I should probably come out just for his party, man.
I'm in. We'll get matching tattoos.
But VeVe has not confirmed that as yet, though. Decom.
No, I
Officially.
don't think officially they are not going, but unofficially, I think they might come out. Just, I mean, there are people that they'd probably like to go in and talk to there, maybe licensors, and then, Vegas.
I'm looking forward to New York Comic Con. That's always a good time, man. That's like the funnest events that I've been to so far. San Diego is great, and I've heard great stuff about the the ones up north in Europe and so on and so forth. But there's nothing like the good old New York Comic Con, man. There's nothing like it.
Marky, man, a lot of us are staying in the same place as well, or pretty close to each other.
So I think he rugged.
Like concierge-like thing too. I'm trying to set up like a concierge-like thing where every morning there's a note with here are the key things to do at New York Comic Con. This individual will stand in line, or these couple of individuals will stand in line, this line to get it for, that kind of stuff. Because I saw, having been to a couple of events, unless you're planned group, it's hard to, get shit done. So Dr. Rolex and I did a little bit of that coordination with Mahalo. But I think New York Comic Con is going to be next level. We're going to have to get into a rhythm here, and so I'm going to get some help for us, at New York Comic Con.
All right, I like the sound of that, Sanjay. That's music to my ears, man. Let's go,
Yeah, brother.
one.
Like there are 10 things to do today. This is at 9:40. This is at 11:30. This is at this, and this. And here are the three people.
Yeah,
Get
MC1.
all the alpha and get in. So,
Yes, man. That's it. That's what I'm looking
that's the
for.
way to do it.
Can't
by the
wait.
way,
Awesome.
Pasco, and we don't have to collect the 200, but let me get to that line so I can get
yeah, we don't, like we're getting to the point where we don't need to we don't want to be doing this line shit, right? So like for example,
crazy.
all the artists recognize this hat, right? This VeVe gold and silver logo hat. Like a lot of the artists have it. I've got like at least 25 more that I've made for some of the other artists and stuff. Some of them asked me for it. So
MC1 do be rugging though.
He's breaking the internet with those announcements.
He's hard.
can you hear me?
Yes, you can now.
We can now.
All right. So the goal would be to make sure that we have specific kind of times when VeVe Gold and Silver logo holders can get access to certain artists. Because, they come out to our parties and stuff, man. We know them now, right? So why would we go and stand one by one in a line at different hours and different, we want to get this thing, get this in sync. So that'd be my goal. For this New York Comic Con, that's my goal. I'm going to need a little bit of help. But I figured it out. Part,
I'm excited about that, man. Let me know if I can help.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Would love to be part of that. It'd be good to see a millionaire tease at New York Comic Con. And his previous post regarding Captain Stormy. I definitely am holding one down, and I did get a good mint as well. I think like mint 32 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
man,
I have a case. I'm tempted to break that case now, but I just I don't know.
It's a sore topic. I went there to Simone's booth. And I picked up 2 cases off them, and then I got a whole bunch of people to help me rip them open, and I didn't get one. And every other person that I know got one. So I'm like, and then O'Malley tags me in that. God damn it.
And there was Dr. Stuff bought a couple cases he missed. Tammy Hanna bought a couple cases she missed. I feel
better now.
Homie's got one.
Weekend.
Yeah, Max and Janie got one.
Janie got one.
Dana got one.
VeVe Magic got one.
Magic got one.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, she got one. I'm trying to think who else I know other than me and
Well,
packaging.
there was only 15 minted, right?
No, 600, man. Oh, minted.
No, 15 redeemed.
Redeemed. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
600 of
redeemed.
them in total, man. You gotta find
Correct.
them.
600 total,
Maybe
but
this
only
weekend
15
I'll go and
redeemed.
buy some from the store here.
I might do that right now and go bust open this pack live on the stream.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Let me see if they're
Subsequent.
available. If they're available to purchase still, maybe I'll do that. Let me go check. Okie dokie.
They might be, yeah. On their website, I don't know how many are left or how many we're allowed to do, but that's Stormy. I think there's like $2,000 or 7 on the market. Oh no, 17 something. 1735.
Oh man. Anyway, so the VeVe Gold and Silver logo concierge concept. One of the reasons this concept was formed was because I missed out on a bunch of stuff, man. So I'm like, you know what? We need to make sure we get this concierge established for the group and make sure we don't miss anything like this,
That's a great idea. I like it.
Yeah.
So there was a text I saw the other day from a friend that he showed me. He said a buddy of his texted him saying, "I want to be friends with you the way you're friends with your VeVe friends." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So, packaging dude, what is the? I mean, because me, Rolly, and MC1, we've been at a bunch of these parties for a while now, known each other for a while. But I want to get your and Alex's opinion on this. What's the main difference between you and your friends, and then what you saw at San Diego Comic-Con, at Sanjay's parties, and more?
You're asking me, Randy?
Yep.
Okay. The difference between the VeVe parties and the parties I normally go to?
Yes.
Well, first of all, my wife only lets me go to VeVe parties.
We love
I can't go to any parties in Mexico, so that's the main reason. That's the main difference. No, in all honesty, you know what? It's kind of combining. It's combining a little bit of. I'm eager to get to know everyone, and to learn, right? So I'm having fun, but at the same time, I feel like I'm working somehow because I want to get I get desperate and I want to learn, right? So but it's good. I'm still missing some karaoke with you, Randy.
You're missing what? Haven't broken up.
Some karaoke with you.
Karaoke.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that. We definitely got to do that in New York.
So
We
I
have to
sent
do that in New York.
I sent everybody a note saying, "Hey, tell me, if somebody's coming with you, some guests are coming." So packaging dude's note says, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah.
So packaging dude's note says, "I'll be there with my wife and girlfriend." I'm thinking that's gonna be what he means. I think what he means is his wife's girlfriend.
No, it means that I'm taking my wife on a vacation in New York, but she's not gonna be my wife. She's gonna be my girlfriend.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what kind of party
Nice.
my friend's going to.
I think you just got yourself into trouble, buddy.
You got me in trouble, Sanjay. She's driving.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs. Packaging.
Good. We need a lady on here.
I'm just joking here, man. I'm just making trouble for packaging.
He's not gonna make
Well,
it.
it was nice meeting you guys. It was a great.
It was a great run.
She's gonna stab him with that Gatorade bottle.
No New York Comic Con for you. Oh, that's funny. So,
man.
All right, Alex. Main difference between what you and your friends normally do and what you and your VeVe friends do.
well, some things are the same. Some things are definitely different. The things that are relatively the same is that I am hanging out with people that I definitely enjoy being around. You know, like you guys are likable people. You're very, you're very cordial. You're very, like just happy people. You know, like you have an aura of positivity around you. You know, it's palpable. You can feel it, and it's definitely there's an attractive quality to that, right? So I try as much as I can, right, to associate myself with people that kind of have that with them, right? So in that respect, I would say it's kind of similar, if someone is being, although granted, a couple of times, I guess some of my buddies and I will probably just be like, okay, you're being a little bit Dickensian right now. Maybe you gotta tone it down, right? But all in all, I think it's been good, and I met Mr. Rolex at San Diego. Same thing with packaging dude, and it was a blast. I really enjoyed interacting with them, and Mr. MC1 is like like top notch. Like he knows people, he knows his stuff. He's good, um, and the thing I guess where it begins to differ, right, is that in the past, I was using all with people, we kind of chill, right? But now I'm kind of now meeting artists, meeting like CEOs, like people, in really successful things. Many of them present here, by the way. And thank you. Oh man. So that is kind of been the new thing. I'm like, oh wow, like that's what makes it kind of feel very special, because there is more to it than just having a drink and just like just going to a party. Like you're building connections, and some of these connections, at least for me, they're very different from my typical type of connections. Like for the most part, I'm like in the chemistry education side of things. That's kind of mostly my connection, right? But now I'm really interacting with people that, take away VeVe from the equation. I don't think we would have actually crossed paths before. So that's pretty unique, I'd say, and very special as well.
Randy, one thing to add here would be the first time I threw one of these parties, it took like several weeks to connect with people on X and find out who they are and whether they're coming or not. Like now we're in a rhythm. There's two groups of people. One is the VeVe Gold Silver logo holders. One is, the artists and stuff. And the VeVe Gold and Silver logo holders, literally I sent out, like I'm so networked and connected now, I put out a message saying, I've got a Telegram group for New York Comic Con logo holders. I had 51 people within 24 hours in it, and logo holders in it, bang, with all their, all the information that's needed about their, significant others and whatever else. And then, the artists, I've already connected with a lot of them. So, earlier it was like, oh, lucky if I could get like 2 or 3 artists to come. Now, like there's a group of about 20 plus artists that I'm in DMs with. I've spoken to, figured out some things and given them dates and times and stuff like that, got on the calendars. So, that part is, it truly is a network effect. It's like a flywheel. The more collectors we're bringing in, the more artists getting involved, and that whole ecosystem is growing. Every party, the ecosystem is growing, and that is very different from any other party that you go to. Most of the parties you go to, there's a, you don't know who's throwing the party. A bunch of people show up, you have a good time, and you go home, and it's over. Right here, they're all collectors. There's more artists. There's that ability to get commissioned work, the ability to have access to, cool one-on-one stuff, be known, be recognized. And then it's also a global community, right? And also very, very diverse. The VeVe community is, Gold Logo community, very diverse. Even the VeVe, just in general, the VeVe fam, very diverse, man. I think those things are very unique, and they make it a lot more fun too.
Preach. There's a message from VeVe here saying, with your permission, we'd love to offer your amazing audience tonight a chance at a giveaway just for being here.
Let's go.
Agreed. We are the best community. I have an idea. Normally, I never know how to do these things. I have an idea of what to do. Do you guys have an idea that you'd like to do for the giveaway? Or do you?
You just said you have an idea of what to do. Let's go for it, man. What you got? What's your idea?
Okay, so we do have to establish the parameters, the rules here. It is going to be. I'm not really going to count spelling. Like you could be off by like a syllable. You could be off by like a whatever, a letter or so. But generally, what I see here, like I see Omar commenting, I see Ed, and then I see Swampy number 5. Now, for other people, Ed could have commented first, then Swampy, and then Omar. So I'm just going to go with what I see here for me on who comments first. I'm going to have you guys double check with me. But it's going to be a question, and I will start it at... I guess I'll start it as soon as I ask it. Normally I have a time, but I don't feel like waiting for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So I'll just ask the question, whoever answers it first. Who was on my podcast number 100? Who is my guest for my number 100th podcast? And whoever comments down below, whoever I see first, will get the giveaway.
All right.
I did talk with this person about VeVe a little bit, and they did have a NFT or two. It was not David Yu. He came on before that. But
Can we give the gift to my wife so she forgives me?
if it's to save your life, we might be able to.
We're just teasing you, packaging dude. You were sitting on the passenger seat, so I had to fry you there a little bit, my friend.
or how many days? Let's see who can guess how many days I'm gonna be the
Mr. 41 got it.
Oh,
it was
Mr.
Darcy.
41,
Let's go.
Nice. Congratulations.
Dude, he says he watches all my stuff, so I don't know if he knew that or if he went to my channel and just scrolled.
I'm pretty sure he knew that. Mr. MC1, Mr. 41, excuse me, he is a legend, man. Mr. MC1's a legend too. Mr. 41's also a legend.
Let's go get it. All right, congrats, Mr. 41, for winning that giveaway. And shout out to VeVe for going on and posting that. That was very nice. Shout out to everyone who participated. We have I forget what we were talking about before the giveaway. But
We're talking about
we're talking about parties, man. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference between the parties?
San Diego's a little more chill. Because, West Coast in general is chill. And New York, it's like, now, don't get me wrong. It is completely PG, fun, and friendly for any licensors that are watching. But New York might just get a little crazier. Maybe slight PG-13. I don't know. I feel like there's always a surprise guest or two at the parties in New York. And San Diego, I don't know if there was, but in New York, there's always a surprise guest or two.
Yeah.
A lot of people have confirmed, man. A lot of the big collectors on VeVe have confirmed already. Some of them are kind of, 95% kind of sure. I don't want to give out any names and stuff, but we have some really big heavy hitters coming. Obviously, this group is all there. And then, a few more people from Europe are coming down as well. And some of the celebrities on VeVe are going to be there as well. So.
Heck yeah. It was I think 2 days ago that it was reported that 5 Secret Rare Spider-Man sold on that day.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Like that. I mean, I know they're not like Miles where they're like, $8,000 or $9,000, but they're still a few $1,000s. What would it take? I mean, a lot of these things for me, as OMI goes up, I'm not going to need to sell anything on VeVe. What would it take for you guys just to sell a little bit? I mean, I don't think anyone needs 10,000 comics, but what would it take to sell a couple things? Is it price? Is it like, hey, I want to go in and if I sell some of these, it gets me more points, or burning? I don't know. Mr. MC1 loves the burn.
Burn, baby, burn.
Flame on.
I mean, you're asking what it would take for us to sell some of our collectibles or comics?
Yeah, because I feel like you guys have a ton and you could easily sell some, and you'd be like, ah, that's fine, I have enough.
Yeah, I mean, I do have people that hit me up in the DMs like, hey, can I buy this off you? It's a special mint to me, this, that, and the other. And I'm always game to do stuff like that to help out people. But to sell some of my stuff, I mean, I have a lot of everything. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't have any. I don't have any reason to. So
okay, so maybe this is a better question. People are on their way to Burning Man right now, where at the end of the week, after everyone gets crazy, they burn like giant ducks, they burn giant wood, they burn everything.
Yeah.
What would it take for you guys to burn? And should we have burn parties? I feel like we should.
Yeah. I would love
Burn
that.
parties.
That'd be
Oh, that's
fun.
interesting.
For sure, man. For sure.
Well, it depends though. Are we just burning to burn, or are we burning to earn?
Ooh, good question.
See, that's what I want. I want to
Makes
burn
sense. To earn. Correct. I'm not burning for no reason.
Maybe you burn.
Yeah, why would we lose MCP points for that, man? Like,
Get
I love the
access.
MCP
Yeah, like
point.
it's got to make sense, right? The math got to math, and burning to burn don't math, bro. It's got to burn to earn, and let burn, baby, burn, disco burn now.
I
No,
don't
you're
know,
onto
like,
something, because that would be an incentive for me. Like generally, I don't tend to stack things. So like what I have, I just have the one thing, right? So if I'm gonna burn it, like there's gotta be a really important reason for me to do it, you know. Now, granted, there are some comics that maybe I do have more than I wanted to have, just because I was chasing the one thing, and it took a while to get there. But you know, for most things, yeah, I'll have to have a really compelling reason to do so.
To OMI Powers question: if you guys sold your whole collection, how much loss? So like it's very hard to answer realistically, because number one, me personally, a lot of my collection came from profit from crypto, like a lot of profit. So if you're talking about a monetary loss, you know, it's very hard for me to even figure that out realistically, and I don't plan on selling it. But you also got to look at the value that it has built for me, and the networking that I've been able to do with specific people, and the relationships that I've been able to build over the past almost 3 years, and the friendships that I've developed, the fun that I've had, the experiences that I've never would have been able to have if it wasn't for VeVe. So like those things, I don't really think you could have put a value on it. So at this point, I feel like when the bull market happens, that's just icing on the cake. I think everything else that I mentioned prior is the win already. And that's the way I look at it.
as Dan Schawbell likes to say, you've already won. Let's just have fun.
Back to burn and
I like
earn.
that.
Let's go.
Packaging dude.
Randy, I want to thank you and Sanjay for everything you do for the community. To my fellow Level 100, love you guys, and I'll see you pretty soon in New York. And I want to one shout out to Mr. Crypto Rain. He is. As you can see, I'm challenging him right now, or challenge. How you say?
Challenging him.
Channeling. I'm channeling him today. He's the original OG. And I'm just following his style. Okay.
Of course.
With the
I'll tell him
glasses
you
and
said hey.
everything. There you go.
I'll send him that picture right now.
There you
Thank
go.
you guys.
Good stuff. Good seeing you, man. We'll see you in New York.
Yeah, with my wife.
With your wife, yes.
It'll be okay.
We'll see
You two have a
we
great
see you,
day.
Mrs. Packaging Dude.
Bye. Packaging dude.
Yeah, that's what I
Bye-bye.
was going with.
He's a cool
That was
dude.
cool.
I can't wait to see him again.
That'd be great. So, Brandy, sorry, but I kind of lost train of thought. What was the question again?
Burn? Yeah, what would it take to burn? Whether it's burn to...
Oh, no, I think Mr. Rolex brought another question. Right? It was like the
it
losses,
was,
I think, right?
if you guys sold your whole collection, how much loss?
Yeah. I will have to tabulate numbers. I mean, there's some collectibles like 2021, like those ones, yeah, will take a huge hit for sure. But some of the newer ones, I think they have some potential, and I don't know. I mean, you have to have a buyer, right? I mean, you could list whatever you want, and you could put whatever price tag you want on it. if there's no buyers, it's the same as nothing, right? So it is a little hard to tell, just to kind of give you an idea. It's funny. So some of the newer comics, right? Like, people like to like list their stuff for like sometimes ridiculous values for whatever reason. So right now, total fictitious, doesn't make any sense. Right now, my comic ball value is like $70 million, and I'm like, yeah, no way, it's not happening, and I kind of went looking. It's like, okay, which comic is the one that's doing this? It turns out to be like a rare comic from basically a run. It's not a bad comic, but it's nothing like extraordinary either. So I'm like, yeah, this is total nonsense, so I really don't know. Like, the numbers are all over the place.
I love it when that happens. It's always fun.
Yeah, the value, if you were to sort of look at it from the flow price, you bought something in 2021 or 2022, early 2022, and you sold it if you sell it at a flow price, you will take a hit, 80-90% hit on those collectibles. But a lot of, at least for me, a lot of what I bought, I never intended to sell them anytime in a couple of decades at least. And the math that I look for in these collectibles, and I have someone run these analyses for me for some of the Grail pieces. So I got a whole segmentation done where every wallet on VeVe that's active is classified as collector, serious collector, or diamond hand collector, flipper, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like 7 layers of it. VeVe Fox had done this segmentation. And I've got like all these different collectibles scored and graded. Like the VeVe Gold and Silver logo, when I got the analysis done roughly about 4 months back or 5 months back, there's only about 11 or 12% of those that are not in the hands of serious collectors, which is about 40 to 50. So the way I look at it is, whenever any of these kind of sell, who's bought it? Is it a collector or is it a flipper? Like every once in a while, a flipper gets a hands on them, and then, it's sort of in the same loop. And when the number of the specific collectible hits like 97% collectors or 98% collectors, that's when you have insane value, and it's possible that someone who's a hardcore collector decides to sell it. But even if that happens, the volume of that is so low, So anyway, so I look at those kind of things, and a lot of my decision to buy and to stack is based on that, like MC1s. Like I know the exact number for MC1 SRs, URs, Rs, commons and uncommons. I know the Todd, I know the Spider-Man, Secret Rare, I know the Superman, all these grails at the VeVe Gold and Silver logo. I haven't got one run on the Ecomi one as yet. It's still early. But, that's how I look at value. I'm not like, I'm not interested in selling it today and saying, oh, okay, my logo, sell it, I got it for free and I'm selling it for 4,000, or I paid X and I'm selling it for so much. That's not how I look at value. I mean, you have to look at value based on scarcity and stuff, and then the mint size and stuff. And it's a very interesting game. I mean, it's a very interesting game.
Agreed. I have a little bit of a different take on it. I get comments every now and then saying like, how much are you down? Or I know people that are down thousands, and it's just the emphasis they put on that number, like thousands. And if you're somebody that is exceedingly worried about being down a couple $1,000s, I don't want to say that you shouldn't invest. Not that VeVe is meant for investing, it's meant for collecting, and some people use it as a vehicle to invest. That's fine, to each their own. But I think if it takes up enough mental real estate in your head, maybe that's the issue of whether to not invest or not. I mean, if you want to talk about OMI, like, so right now I'm down well in the 6 figures. But a lot of times, and again, VeVe Meister had posted about this before, a lot of times when people collect or buy something on the app, it's not necessarily for ROI. Like it's for fun. I like playing with these things. I mean, why do people buy cars? They buy it because they're fun and they're fast, and sometimes to impress girls. Sometimes, but almost all cars, unless you're driving a Tesla, they drop immediately as soon as you drive it off the lot. These things are, again, it's fun. It's the memories, and I would like I didn't buy 200 alligator Lokis because I thought they were gonna moon. Like I don't get the Cryptkins because I think they're gonna do a 30x. I get Cryptkins because I like the supernatural and I like things like, and it's fun to have. And if I paid $30 for one and now it's $5, okay, that's fine. I buy a lot of video games and I don't really intend to sell those. Just something that happened. Anywho, I guess I guess we'll go for 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. VeVe had posted the other day, should we tell low-cost cosplay about our alien digital collectibles and the power of AR? This person tends to take really awesome cosplays and do like a low-cost or a discount version of it. And I thought that was really fun. I don't think he responded, but this is the type of marketing that I think VeVe, one of the things that they should do. It's something that it doesn't hurt anyone, and they're not one of these accounts that have 2,000 followers. Add a couple zeros to that. They have a couple 100,000 followers. Am I wrong in thinking that they should do more stuff like this, or is this one of the things that VeVe needs?
They should do more stuff, man. Definitely do more of it.
No, I agree. I think they should do more of it as well. A lot more of it.
Agreed. We love sleep.
Yeah, I think it would be nice.
No.
Baba says you could buy for $130.64. You could buy all the remaining flakies, then list one for 1 million gems to troll by driving up all the values. I love that.
It feels good for a day or two, and then you're like, "What is this nonsense?"
It does. Feels great. So the other day, David. I'll ignore the P word for right now. We'll go to the K word. David Yu had posted about Cause. He's had Cause in the background of a lot of his.
A lot of times.
Long time. When do you think we get him?
I don't know, man. I hope soon. I love Cause, and that would light up the app for sure, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cause too. I have Cause buried somewhere in my
some stuff
here. But yeah, I would love to see Cause come to VeVe. And maybe do another MCP. I would hope for a very limited version of it and another MCP burn.
Yeah, man, I'm ready for the next 1 million MCP burn thing, man. I'm ready.
Same.
It
wouldn't let me burn mine last time for the flower bomber. I would have loved to get that, but it was not in the cards. But maybe on the next one, I could do something like that. Orange bag lady.
You gotta do it on the laptop or the desktop. That's fast. All these, speed things, like you gotta do it. Like for me, even if it works on the mobile, it just takes long. I mean, on the desktop or laptop, it's fast, man. It's super fast.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Abe for watching at the firehouse, saying, "Let's go, Sanjay with the sick hat. We love it."
Man, I got a lot of hats, man. I gotta show you guys this. So.
Ooh, show and tell time with Mr. MC1. By the way, this isn't a Trump shirt. It says "Make America Emo" again.
Box full of them, man. This is like
right on.
Stay emo, bro.
Artists.
Emo, man.
We got one for Frank Cho. This is for Hakas, VeVe Magic, Max,
Magic.
A bunch of these, and then I got one for a whole bunch of artists too.
Do you have one for packaging dude's wife?
Oh no, but I probably should. Frank Miller, Sarah Pacelli, Nakayama, Kabir, Donnerman, just a whole bunch, man. Like I've got a bunch of hats for all these artists too. But hopefully,
they must love you at the post office. You're like the regular customer.
So yeah, we're getting a lot of visibility with it. That was the whole idea, right? The parties, the hats, the everything. build a network, build a visibility. And then we're going to keep showing up at all these Comic Cons, right? So it's kind of great, man. Like we get to know them.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's great too. And then when you see the person, you see the hat, you know, they're VeVe, you know,
Yeah.
You see the connection, you talk, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you start, and you realize it's somebody.
Yeah, like Simone, you know, with Tokidoki, man, whenever you go to any Tokidoki booth, if you're wearing one of these hats, boom, like, you know, they know you, they smile, hey, the VeVe guy, you know, you kind of all set. Also with like Rose Besh and all these people now, you know?
Great. So VeVe had posted, it was under O'Malley's Tea, saying they're just going to have a Spaces on the Alien anthology, you know, which is great. But I got the notification that they just posted like an Alien head, and that's been happening fairly frequently with the Alien Romulus. But every time they do that, there's always a part of me that thinks, "Are we getting Mars Attacks? Is this Mars Attacks?" Because I freaking love that movie so freaking much. Sorry. Crazy. I guess one last thing before we bounce here. The other day, another digital collectibles platform had about 20 sales in 2 days, creating about $200 in volume and about $20 in fees. Again, that was over 2 days. Where in the time it took to post that, VeVe had 40 sales, and this just goes to show just the pure dominance that VeVe brings to the table, and just, you know, other places really can't compete. My question is, if they were to go in and get an offer, I mean, it's too late for like Recur, it's too late for DraftKings, but if they were to get an offer from another company to buy them out, should they do that, or should they go and get the licensors to just back up the truck and release new stuff on VeVe, whether that be from Candy Digital or it be from anything on Wax or anything along those lines?
Man, it's a travesty that these companies are not doing well. You know, I really do want them to succeed, because, you know, the more competition that VeVe has, the better it is as well. You know, it just keeps on toes. I really, you know, I read that note and I was sad. You know, I really do want them to succeed. And, you know, they bring like something unique and nuanced and different. So I hope they make it, man. I really hope they make it. Yeah, I mean, I other on that, but, you know, I wish these companies well, man. I literally, I hope for our sake that this space grows with more and more competitors and, you know, a lot of innovation and stuff like that, you know.
What was the market that posted that?
It was Cryptoys that had their 20 sales in 2 days.
Oh, got it. I didn't see that, but it would be good to see Cryptoys succeed, man. Will is a good dude, man. He's a really good dude. And he's not really one of those that looks to hurt or create backlash towards other projects, like, you know, some other projects have in the past. So, you know, I really, really hope to see all these other projects succeed. Not because I'm in, you know, because I'm in every single one of them, but just because I feel like competition is healthy, and you gotta have it. And I feel like when time comes and there's mass adoption, I want these companies to be around to where more people can flow into them, as opposed to just dissipate. And it's less of an opportunity for somebody to get into this space and then expand into other projects.
Agreed. I think all roads lead to VeVe, and I think that other companies can help grow the hobby. And unfortunately, when some of these other places like DraftKings or Recur like shuts down, then there's one less road that's available to VeVe. You know, they have that mountain slide. That's unfortunate. Alex, what do you think we could do to help prop these other companies up?
Well, I think one, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like maybe the one thing that VeVe has going for them that's maybe a little bit different and maybe helps them, you know, it goes to their favor, is that as far as like buying things from VeVe, you know, you could use your credit card, you know, it's relatively simple to make a transaction, right? And not to say that block technology is not a good idea, but I think it, as of now, has too many barriers for like a common person to like try to jump the hoops of like transfer money, coins from this wallet to that wallet to that wallet just to make the one purchase. I think that turns up a lot of people that are not as savvy, with the cryptocurrency stuff. So I don't know if that contributed to it, but it might have. Like, I know personally, like I just find it convenient that I can use a credit card, put some money, buy whatever I want right then and there, right? So maybe like changing the way in which you buy things to make it more palpable, a little bit more user friendly might be the way to go. But then again, I'm shooting ideas that could be completely wrong because, truth be told, I haven't really bought anything from them in the past, so I don't really know how they do it. So you guys could probably school me right now and tell me, no, you're talking nonsense.
Same here. I haven't bought anything from them either. I think I got somebody gifted me something, I think.
What, Cryptoids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a decent sized backpack.
Okay.
Nice.
How do you go about buying
Rolex
from
has
them?
a lot of stuff in a lot of places.
Yeah, is it all through cryptocurrency or?
No, you do it same as VeVe. You can
Same,
do it
and
with
still
your-
doesn't work. Wow, that's interesting.
I think it's hard to build a business in the bear market. Like, a lot of VeVe's hardcore users came in 2021 and 2022, and we've stuck around, right? But in this market, to attract new users is a hard thing. I mean, for VeVe, it's hard, right? To, even for VeVe to bring in a net new kind of a whale, let alone like anyone else, is super hard, And so for Cryptoids, they've obviously got a later start in it. It just is harder, But I think if they stick around, they just have to grind, man. And then, sometimes you have to cut down in size and grind in critical areas and innovate. And when the market turns, hopefully, they do well. I wish them well, man. I wish them well.
Yeah,
Great.
rooting for them for sure.
Great. I think their Hello Kitty NFTs are still like $50, like on the floor. So I think they're again, that just goes to IP, like the
You have
place
Hello
that,
Kitty?
yeah,
I've never seen Hello Kitty.
yeah, they,
Toys?
I mean, just JPEGs. Anyway, couple minutes left. Any questions y'all have for me before we bounce to the 333 people that are here?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? A woodchuck could chuck wood?
Something about the speed of an unladen swallow and how I don't know.
Never mind.
Anybody else?
You guys said too much.
So Randy, what are you collecting on VeVe? Are you just collecting OMI?
Definitely collecting OMI. Definitely collecting some Definity as well. But and some other stuff as soon as I can get my hands on it. But for VeVe, like I said, I had the number 41 version 2 logo that I just got, and I needed that because
You got V1, right?
The what?
You got V1 as well, right?
I have all of them. I have the blue logo. Yeah, so I have all of them. The only reason I waited to get this one is just because it wasn't minted. Jay Green had minted it after San Diego. I got it the day after he minted it. I felt kind of bad because he said he wanted to keep it for like a week, and I wanted to lock it down. I was like, no, I need this. Felt like an addict. And he was my dealer, but that was fine. But yeah, outside of that, I was getting all of the Mighties until the Noir came out, and I was like, oh, man. And then I was getting all of the Tokidokis. I even had 2 of those lucky gold Rossos. I sold one to get the version 2 41. But then the Stormy came out. I was like, oh man, everything that I keep trying to get everything of, they keep hecking me. They keep, oh man. So that and next thing I'm gonna collect some batteries so I can change all these freaking smoke alarms. It keeps beeping on me.
I haven't heard any of them. I did order another case of Tokidoki, so I'm gonna go bust open that case tonight. And if you see another one in the market, just know it's Rollies.
I thought you were opening them just like half an hour ago, though.
When you see another one in the market, just know it's Rollies.
I'm gonna have to go to the Japanese store and pick up all the Tokidokis, man. I'm just gonna drive down there tomorrow, Sunday, and pick up a whole bunch. Let's see what I can do there.
Oh, while I have you guys here, on the 1st of September. It's the day before Labor Day. Labor Day is that Monday on the 2nd. But on the 1st, I was going to have one of those old school 12-hour streams. Does anyone want to join for that? I don't know if y'all have Labor Day plans yet.
What day is that of the week?
Sunday the 1st. So far, I
probably
have
pop
Bam
in.
Bam, I have Tammy Hannah, I have a couple other people.
I can stop by for a little bit, no problem, Randy. We can chat
Yeah.
OMI and stuff.
Same.
Yeah, same here.
I can
Yeah,
pop
if
in
you
as
guys
well.
could even just join for like 30, 45 minutes just to help me break up that 12-hour thing, that'll be
man.
great.
So
Save
what
my-
time do you
What's wrong?
start?
I should probably
When he
start at
wakes
like
up.
10 in the morning and then go to 10 at night.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
We could all make that happen.
yeah, that'd be fun. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for us. I'll talk to you guys a little bit off camera just for a sec, but I'll go in as Devo. Well, watch this stream. That's what I would suggest I do. Thank you all for
And
joining.
see everybody in New York Comic Con, man. If you're in the area, if you're a logo holder, hit me up. There's obviously a little more stuff for logo holders, but otherwise, looking forward to catching up with everybody, man. Whoever's coming out to New York Comic Con, just make sure you DM me, and it'll be great to connect.
Thanks
You
for
guys-
coming. We should keep tabs on packaging, dude.